has already realized that. It is just a matter of making sure that it is implemented fully. And so I would support. It should be taught, and listen, they are part of us, and we cannot take them out. And you see, it sort of gives you some confidence. I remember there was a time I met somebody who was deaf, and immediately I was very proud, and I did a few of my signs. I told the person this, and the person was wondering. I said, that's my name. My name is, then I did this, and the person said, you? I said, yes, that's my name. I said, really? And he was very happy. And you see, when they see the hearing, or those of us who are not deaf, trying to communicate to them in their language, they become excited. So they open up, and you find them getting closer to you.
I want to tell people to step out of their comfort zones and to learn sign language, because it's really helpful.
Ntino ese ye nyina yetumi esua ne na omu nyina di nkomo na bibia ye fine because omu ye nuanom me se bi omu fi a nke bia ba na nka mesua.
Yes, I would definitely advise and encourage that schools include sign language in their curriculum, because it's very helpful to some people. Some people have family members who are deaf or have other challenges, and this will definitely help them in future, because you don't know who you're going to come across. And the way the world is expanding today, your boss could be deaf, and being able to sign is like one way that puts you up there.
I haven't met any, but I'm sure that if I see someone, I'll be able to at least say like the basic stuff, like the greetings and all.
I also want to help people to be able to learn sign language, so that when they travel, they'll be able to communicate with different types of people.
Oh, I know they no sometimes no do a na so okasa na yentia. Eh ono nkasa ha no hu de onye. Enti say ya kire nkwala no so anka beboa. Ebia na wakohia bi obebi. Na wahu senia one ne be kasa. Na mesra awofo no so say sebi. Omo bi aba omo nchen no omo fom ko school. Na omo sunsua sede ye kasa no. Na we sa na se wantimi anko school a. Untimi uhu nyonko ane kasa, untimi ne nkasa. By sign no de etimi boa ma wote nyonko ase.
Experts note that many deaf children are either excluded from education or struggle in systems that fail to cater for their needs.
In the Kenyan society, sometimes people even believe that it's a taboo to see somebody who is deaf and dumb, which is not the case. So there's a need for awareness and sensitization.
I think sign language is powerful for everyone. Research shows that children learn sign language before the age when people typically learn to speak. So a lot of parents around the world who know that start communicating with their children with basic sign to enhance neural development. And I think that's pretty interesting. I think that the people who are, whether they are born deaf or they are have illnesses that then affect their hearing, they are members of our society, and we need to learn to communicate. But bottom line, just to have awareness of each other and our differences is always going to lead to a better society.
This groundbreaking milestone is a powerful testament to the nation's unwavering commitment to upholding the rights and dignity of deaf individuals, ensuring their voices are heard and their concerns are no longer invisible.
Now you appear for Akan Auditorium for Doctors Thanksgiving service, please. Now you call Akan Auditorium, please. Let's go. Akan Auditorium. Thanksgiving service for our late sister, please. Odoneye. Chiyame.
In 1965, Ghana chose her own value. From cowries and pounds, the city was born. Our pride in our own hands. It flowed through markets, palms, and memories, and became part of daily life. Through every season of change, the city has remained a constant in Ghanaian life. In 2007, we took a bold step, ushering in a new era of confidence and stability. Today, the city lives in banks, markets, and apps, rooted in tradition, shaped by history, carried by innovation. 60 years on, it remains our heritage, our identity, our pride. Know the city. Keep it clean.
Meet Kwame. He's not just any Kwame. He's Kwame the TV license legend. Kwame knows that by paying his TV license, he's supporting GBC, our public service broadcaster, and he's making a real difference. Kwame's contribution helps bring our communities closer together. Because of Kwame and others like him, we will all have access to amazing TV programs, educational content, plus broadcasting infrastructures are maintained and our culture is beautifully promoted. So GBC is asking all to respond to this civic obligation and pay your TV license fee. For individuals, it's 3 CDs per month or 36 CDs per year. If you have multiple sets, meaning 2 or more in your household, it's 60 CDs per year. For commercial institutions, it's your number of TV sets by 36 CDs per year, and you pay the invoiced amount directly to GBC. So let's all take a moment to appreciate Kwame, the TV license legend. Wherever you are, just dial *447*333# and follow the prompt. It's your civic duty, so pay your TV license today. GBC, the authentic and trusted voice of Ghana.
Most fires, whether domestic, industrial, institutional, commercial, vehicular, or bush, come with devastating consequences, including loss of lives and properties. It is observed that one of the main causes of fires in Ghana has been electrical problems resulting from faulty wiring and misuse of electrical gadgets, arcing, short circuits, inferior cables, compromised or poorly done electrical installations, overaged wires and earthing problems, gas leakages, unattended cooking, unattended lit candles, mosquito coils, matches and poorly done hot works from welding and deliberate acts. Negligence, carelessness and ignorance are the underlying factors leading to domestic fires in Ghana, hence the need for massive awareness creation across the country. The number one cause of fire in the home is from cooking, and the kitchen is where more home fires occur than anywhere else in the house. The National Fire Service says the rate at which domestic fires are causing havoc to homes as well as other places like markets and offices in the country must be looked at and dealt with appropriately. Statistics from the Ghana National Fire Service, GNFS, indicate that the Ashanti region recorded the highest number of 722 fires, which represents 19.63% of the total fire for the first half years of 2022, followed closely by Greater Accra region with 690, which represents 18.76%, while Volta region recorded the lowest fire of 16 fires representing 0.44%.
Within the fire service, we have two regions, administrative regions for the Greater Accra regions. We have the Tema region and we have the Greater Accra region. So if you put the two together, then political Accra exceeds that of Ashanti region. But however, because we have segregated the two, Accra into two regions, that is why you see it that way. Over the past years, they have been leading, and therefore more efforts were put in there to ensure that at least if they are not a par of Greater Accra, they will be at least lower. But unfortunately, they are still leading, and so which means we have to redouble our efforts. But in redoubling our efforts, you see, fire prevention, firefighting does not only depend on the fire service. It's a collaborative effort between the service and the general public and our major stakeholders. So if the general public or any of our major stakeholders is not up and doing, then it affects our operations.
The cost of items salvaged from these fires amounted to over 7 million cedis for their period under review against 528,632 cedis for same period in 2021. 35 lives were unfortunately lost in 2022 through these fires. 185 deaths were recorded through road traffic collision incidents as against 202 for the same period in 2021. 171 lives were also perished through other rescue missions, thus flooding, deaths and heights rescue as against 14 for the same period in 2021. The service says the fires recorded suggests downward trend from 1,090 in January to 342 in June 2022. The high number of outbreaks on arrival cases of 1,091 also suggests that the education and sensitization programs of the service is impacting positively on the general public as they are now able to manage small fires.
The severe harmattan we experienced during the early stages of this year, and so it increased the rate of bushfires in the system, thereby increasing the numbers. Then aside that, you know, we have migration. People migrate from the villages to the towns and cities. When they come, they don't have places to live, and therefore they find themselves in the shanty areas. And so fires in these areas have also increased, because when they come, they get a kiosk and then get themselves electricity. However, they don't get in touch or contact the qualified electricians. Anybody that can fix the light for them, they go for it because that is cheaper. Others include old wiring that needs to be changed, as well as earthing systems that are faulty. All these accounted for the slight increase that we have seen. The truth on the ground is that the new washers that have come are not of quality. So anytime you go, let them change it for you. Because of 2 cedis, you don't burn your house. Once that is done, then you are sure that there is no leakage from your cylinder into the kitchen. But anytime you are coming to use the stove, gas stove, ensure that you open your kitchen up for about 5 minutes. The reason why is if there should be any leakage in the kitchen, then fresh air will come and dilute the gas, so that if you strike your match, it does not catch fire in the whole kitchen.
The service thus calls on the general public to make positive changes in their attitudes with regards to the use of electrical gadgets and property.
In the market, most often what starts the fires are those who use heat in the market, especially those using charcoal as a form of heat for their products. When they finish using the coal pot, it is important that the charcoal in the pot is poured out and then water is poured on it to ensure that the charcoal is completely extinguished. Then also what we have realized is that most often they forget that the ash also contains embers of fire. And therefore, when there is any wind, slight wind that lifts the embers, wherever they fall, they start fire. And so it is important that as you put off the charcoal itself, you also put off the ashes so that any embers in there are extinguished. Then again is improper wiring in the markets. We are urging our market women especially that if you need to extend an electricity to your shop, ensure that you get the qualified electrician to do that for you. And who is the qualified electrician? When the person comes, ask him to show you his Energy Commission issued certificate. When you get those people, because if you don't work well, Energy Commission will take your certificate from you. And therefore, such are those who qualify to do what is expected to be done. Now, in our homes, most often, and especially in the slums, what we have realized is that anytime there is light out, they tend to use candles, but they are unable to use it properly. Now, the proper use of candle is this. Find a ceramic bowl or a metal plate, put water in it, and then let the candle stand. Once it is standing and you light it, even if you have a child and the child is going to play with the candle, once the candle falls, it falls into the water and there is no problem. So we encourage everybody that if you are using candle, ensure that you put it in either in a ceramic bowl or in a metallic plate and put water under it, so that if there should be any exigency, the candle will just fall into the water and it will not light. In our homes too, most often we tend to use air conditioners. These air conditioners, if you are not home or you are stepping out, just turn it off. Because most often if power goes off and is restored, it is either the power will come at a higher current or at a lower current. If it comes at a lower current, that one is no problem. But if it comes at a higher current, then it will in turn spark a fire, and that will be the beginning of a fire in your home. Other electrical gadgets that are not supposed to be on, we are to ensure that we turn them off and unplug. Sometimes our switches have developed faults and we don't know. So you may think that you have turned it off, but power is still flowing in. And therefore you need to, once you turn it off, you need to unplug to ensure that you are completely safe. The last one I'll speak about is the use of LPG. You know, now most of us are on LPG, and the proper use of it. Most often, when we are going to fill, you need to let them change the washer. There is a black rubber at the top.
The service, notwithstanding this increase in the number of fire and related incidents in the first half year of 2022, is poised with the support of the public to assiduously work to reduce the rate of fires through its continuance and intensified public fire safety education.
People are still not too serious with fire safety education. You know, as human beings, and especially as Africans, we always use fires in all our endeavors. So fires cannot be zero. We cannot record zero fires. However, what we are saying is that when we look at the rate of increase, we want to reduce that rate by 60%. And that one, we are working towards that. Now, measures in place. We are still intensifying our efforts at sensitizing the general public on what to do and what not to do. And even when you have done everything and the fires occur, how you can quickly get in touch with us so that we'll be there on time to save your property from destruction. And so we have series of programs that we are going to roll out before the close of the year, and we are sure to achieve our target.
The public is hereby advised to avoid pranking the service on its emergency numbers 192 112 to enable the service to respond timely to real emergencies to save more lives and property.
We receive a lot of prank calls. As a result, we have also devised means of checking that we don't move without cross-checking. There are some that skip through. We move, we get there, you can't find any fire. But however, we're able to block most of these prank calls that come in. Previously, we were not able to do that, but we now have the means of checking whether indeed the call is indeed an emergency call. Once a while, some escape through, we'll comb and comb, you will not find any incident, and then you come back. For those of you who just misuse the fire service emergency line, let me advise you that the emergency lines are for people who are in distress situations. The system has been built in such a way that you who don't need the services, you will call and someone who needs the service will come and queue behind you. So we must finish attending to you before picking the next person who is after you. What then happens is the person who really needs our services, it may happen that by the time we finish speaking with you, the line will drop. And once the person is calling again, maybe about 5 people are also queuing and he has to go back again. Meaning the person will call and call and call and will not be able to get through. This prevents us to attend to people who really needs our services. And so you hear people saying that we called the fire service and nobody is speaking. It isn't that nobody is speaking. It is because you are queuing behind somebody who does not need our services but has taken over the line. And so my advice to the general public is that, please, in Ghana, we are all brothers and sisters. If it is not your uncle, it will be your sister or your distant relative. So please, let us put an end to the abuse of the fire service emergency lines so that it is only those who are in need of our services who call for us to get through and quickly respond to their emergency situations for them. Would you be happy if your brother loses his own property because you were on the line abusing the system? I don't think you'll be happy. So once you will not be happy, let us put a stop to what we have been doing so that those who are in real need of emergency situations will get through for us to help them.
The GNFS says its mandate is to provide technical advice in respect of machinery and structural layouts to facilitate escape from fire rescue operations and service management, inspect and offer technical advice on fire extinguishers, among other duties. The slogan of the GNFS is, "We don't take cover. What others run away from, we run toward." A fireman is a friend. Stop attacking firefighters. A fireman is an angel sent to save you. Rather, see something, say something, prevent fire.
In 1965, Ghana chose her own value. From cowries and pounds, the city was born. Our pride in our own hands. It flowed through markets, palms, and memories, and became part of daily life. Through every season of change, the city has remained a constant in Ghanaian life. In 2007, we took a bold step, ushering in a new era of confidence and stability. Today, the city lives in banks, markets, and apps, rooted in tradition, shaped by history, carried by innovation. 60 years on, it remains our heritage, our identity, our pride. Know the city. Keep it clean.